Welcome, and thank you for joining me for this week's edition of At Home with President Papazian. We as a community here at San Jose State, throughout our region, and in truth across our nation, have been facing tremendous challenges these last weeks. Against this backdrop of a global pandemic, economic depression, and protests against systemic racism against our communities of color, we also are awaiting, at the time of this taping, the decision of the Supreme Court regarding the DACA program, or the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. I have with me today our Chief Diversity Officer, Kathy Wong, to help us delve into the challenges around our undocumented students. Kathy, welcome. Can you give us, our audience, an idea of how many undocumented students we have at San Jose State and what this moment means for them?
Thank you, Mary. I appreciate being invited onto your home blog. Yes, we, at the time of this recording, we of course are waiting for the decision to come from the Supreme Court regarding the rescission by the Trump administration of the DACA program, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which impacts, as you said, many of our students. So at San Jose State, we have approximately, we think, about 500 to 600 students who are undocumented. We, of course, don't collect data on students on whether they are undocumented, but we have students who participate and benefit from AB 540 and other programs of the state of California and the CSU system that allows them to receive benefits. Of those undocumented students, we have students who have DACA status. And so those students who have DACA status are awaiting the decision, primarily because if that program ends, then they would lose their ability to have, like, for example, a real ID, to certainly receive certain types of financial aid, as well as permission for employment. And most importantly, they will be no longer protected from deportation. And so we know that we have hundreds of students who have that status. We also know we have dozens of employees, our very own employees, who also have DACA status.
Right, and I wanted to mention our employees as well. DACA has been around now for some years, and so many of those young people who were students when they first signed up for DACA are now employees working for us, certainly at San Jose State and in companies across the region and across the country. Give our audience a sense of the policy that we have toward supporting and protecting our students and employees, and also how they can feel safe. What can we do to reassure them that we will be there for them?
Sure. So first and foremost, the state of California, as well as the CSU system, we're committed to educate all of the students that we admit. And so immigration status is not a criteria for being admitted and supported within the CSU system. For those students who have AB 540, they will continue to receive those benefits. So we want people to understand that just because they no longer have DACA status, and I'll talk a little bit about that in terms of the status, that they still will receive their AB 540 benefits and rights. What people need to know is that the guidance from the Chancellor's office, as well as from our own campus administration and our own university police, is that we do not cooperate with immigration services in terms of giving out information about students. That is not our job and our role. We're an educational institution.
Can you give our audience an idea of how we support these students? These are obviously very trying times for them, for their families, and they need a great deal of our support. So what are we doing as a community to be there for them?
Thanks for asking that. And as you know, Mary, we have an Undocumented Spartan Resource Center run by a very competent director, Anna Navarrete. She has a lot of expertise and connection for campus resources as well as local resources in the community. The other thing, the important question you asked is what sorts of things are the CSU and San Jose State doing? We are, first of all, as you know, have come up with other types of funding and support so that students that are not eligible for the types that are available to DACA students as well as AB 540 students and other students, that we will have funding funding available for those students in similar ways and methods in terms of determining need. We also have, through the CSU system, through some grants as well as through community partnerships, we have also free legal advice and consultation for our students as well as for our employees.
Thank you, Kathy. And we will be continuing to monitor the situation and to offer webinars and other kinds of outreach for all of you who would like to learn more about how you can support our incredible students and members of our community.
And one of the messages I want to give, and I know that Mary, you also agree with this, is that it's really important for us to understand sort of the intense stress and agony, I think, that many of our students and their families are facing and have been facing for a long time. And so this might have come on the radar for many folks because of the Supreme Court ruling, but certainly this has been on the minds of many families and many of our families' friends up until this point. And so we want to make sure that we don't stigmatize people, we don't make assumptions about people's immigration status, and that we serve all of our students and all of our staff in the ways that are equitable, but that we're also knowledgeable so that we can, with good faith, give recommendations and a warm handoff for resources.
And thank you for all the work that you've been doing, Kathy, Anna, and the entire team at the Undocu Spartan Center. These are challenging issues, and we want our students, our community, our employees, all to know that we're here for you, and we will do all we can to help you continue to thrive. You are an extraordinary, extraordinary asset to us, and you enrich us all. Thank you, Kathy, for helping us understand a very challenging issue, and appreciate very much all that you're doing.
Thank you, Mary. I appreciate you as well. Thank you.